Hey everybody, Tony here with Nothing But Car Reviews, and today we're taking a look at a slightly used 2022 Toyota Tacoma SR5. So let's get right into it. So for this paint color, this is going to be the Celestial Silver Metallic, and the interior is going to consist of the cool gray fabric. But the powertrain on this consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. I believe that gets you about 278 horsepower. But there's that back end there. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop the tailgate. So get a quick look in there. And then I'm gonna pop this side here, open that, and you have a little storage compartment there. So pretty nifty if you wanna keep some stuff that you either don't wanna get dirty or is too dirty to put in the inside. But as we come around the left side, let's take a look at this gas tank here. There's the cap. So you can put up to E15 in here. And then we have these are actually aftermarket running boards. I really like how they go with the truck though. And then you have the chrome badging there, says Tacoma. And then down here, we have 16-inch aluminum wheels. But we're going to come around the front here, and we have our halogen headlamps along with halogen fog lights. And with this being an SR5, pretty basic package, we have the black plastic look around the grille and the front bumper. I'm just gonna open this hood really quick so you all can see the engine bay. Ooh, that hood is heavy. And there's that 3.5 liter V6. Most of it's covered up. But next, let's go ahead and take a look from the driver's seat. So from the driver's seat here, for this to be a mid-size truck, I actually feel pretty comfortable in here being 6'3", and I have about 1-2 inches of headroom, and then my knees can even fit underneath the steering wheel. And even though it's not as big as, let's say, a Tundra on the inside, I can still feel like I'm not claustrophobic in getting my shoulders pushed on. But over here to the door panel here, I really like how they did this little red stitching here to kind of go with the black around here. And then we have our power window switches here, power door locks, and then we can lock those windows. And then we have our power mirror controls there. And then 2 cup holders down there. But over here to the left side of the steering wheel, over here on the dash, we can toggle that bed light here. We have our automatic high beams, and then we can toggle our traction control. And then to the steering wheel here, we can go up and down the gauge cluster, or excuse me, this is going to be track list or radio station controls here, and then volume controls here. And then we hit this mode button here, we can toggle between our radio. So if we have FM, XM, and then if we have our Bluetooth or something hooked up, we can go between that, and we can actually hold this to mute. And then we have our Bluetooth controls here. Now these buttons over here are for the gauge cluster, so I can scroll down, go sideways. We even have tire pressure monitors. It's always nice to have. And then we can go back to the top of the list just by hitting that. And I like that because that's what I like to see, how fast I'm going and then how much gas I have in the truck. And then we have our lane departure and our forward collision alert, along with our gap adjust for our radar cruise control here. And then if you can get in here, right behind the steering wheel, we have our radar cruise control, which we can toggle there and then cut on and off there. And we actually hold it, and it'll go from radar cruise to just constant speed control. But we have headlamp controls behind the steering wheel on the left, and then windshield wiper controls behind the steering wheel on the right. And next, let's go ahead and take a look at the radio. So I really like the adjustability of the driver's seat. We have a power seat bottom and a seat back, and I think the bottom is actually 6-way. Basically the seat bottom goes, the top part can go up and the back half can go up, lift the whole seat, and then the seat back as well. And then we have a manual seat for the front passenger. But still like that you have the, even in this SR5, the power driver seat. And then once again, I love how they did the stitching over here. We have a lockable glove box in here. So a nice big book of owner's manuals and instruction manuals and all that. But let's go ahead and dive right into the radio. So here we have AM, FM, and XM along with Bluetooth audio. And we also have wired Apple CarPlay. There's our home page there. We don't have the navigation app installed on this one, but we can see our range there, hit apps. We can go to our notifications or our Wi-Fi hotspot. There's our backup camera there. And then down here, we have our dual zone automatic climate controls. So we can adjust that, fan speed, put the auto mode on, and then we can of course cut it off by hitting that. Then here we have our heated mirrors there, blind spot monitors here, and then we have a USB input here, and then over here we can actually hit this, and that's going to be our ECT power. But right here, this is what I always like to do. This is for our power rear window. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back really quickly. Let's show this off. So there's that power rear window. And then back up here, we have our cup holders here, a little storage here, and then here is our shifter, so we can hit the brake, pull it down, reverse, neutral, drive, and then we can go over here and manually shift here. Then we have a manual emergency brake, another cup holder, a little storage here, and then there we have our center console cubby space. And I really like that they put a USB-A and USB-C input in there so you can charge your phone and whatnot. But next, let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat. So with the seat adjusted in front of me for someone of my size, as you can see, don't have the best amount of room, but this is a small pickup, so this is really just going to be for your kids anyway. But just keep that in mind. I wouldn't recommend having even 5 average size adults back here. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but it can be done. But mostly you can use this to just put your bags or lay whatever here, because this fabric can be easy to clean depending on what kind of stain it is. But we have 2 cup holders for the back, so you can put your kid's sippy cup or whatever. And then we also have 2 cup holders in either door panel right there. And once again, we have that really nice stitching that goes with that black there. So not really a lot going on back here. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and take this 22 Tacoma SR5 out on the road for a quick test drive. So right off the bat, this V6 is quite capable just in terms of acceleration. So I like that it doesn't hesitate to get up and go when it needs to. And with this being a smaller pickup, the driving dynamics feel like that of a mid-size SUV. And I really appreciate that. It makes people who don't like driving trucks but need trucks, especially for hauling or towing small things, it makes them easier, less hesitant to get something like this to do all of that. And just very easy to drive. And overall, the engine bay and all of that is very quiet, which I'll appreciate. Of course, you can put an intake kit or add an exhaust or whatever if you want your truck loud, but for a lot of people in this segment, they like something that's quiet, that doesn't necessarily act like a truck. It just can do what trucks can do, if that makes sense. We'll open it up a little bit here. And I really like how the V6 sounds. It sounds like a Toyota Highlander or something like that. Of course, they're going to have shared V6s, but I like that it doesn't sound as rugged as, let's say, the older Frontiers did, in my opinion. And even the older Tacomas, they just always ran loud. And this just runs nice and smooth with minimal sound. And of course, where Toyota really shines in terms of its market share is going to be safety and reliability. And of course, the Tacomas are known, they're probably one of, if not the most reliable trucks on the road right now. Everybody has them with 200, 300,000 miles on them, still going. But the safety features on these, I mean, you have radar cruise control, and you've had that option for a few years, and everyone is just now starting to catch up from the other automakers, or you have to pay an arm and a leg in the top level trim to get that. And it's nice that even in this SR5 basic truck, we still have all of those safety features. So lane departure, radar cruise control, and then of course we can adjust our gap for that radar cruise control. And I just hear a little road noise, but it's so quiet in the cabin. That's really the only reason that I can hear it. And it's so minimal, and it just sounds so relaxing. It's really weird. Yeah, and coming down this stretch of road doing 45, we're getting 30 plus miles a gallon. So if you baby this while you're driving it, you can get 20 plus MPGs easy. So we're going to get on the interstate here, and I'm just going to put it in the sport mode and see how it manually shifts. So the shifts are actually very responsive. Not a lot of lag time. And I just put the radar cruise on now. So as these vehicles are going a little slower than the cruise that I have set, you'll see the vehicle start to slow down to keep that distance that I've given it to keep between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And what's wild is doing 70, I'm getting very good highway mileage just coming down this flat surface. I'm getting between probably 25 and 30. And even as it speeds up to that 75, I'm getting around 27, 28. And even when it's quite windy out here, like I've said in my other Tundra video that I did earlier today, it's very, very quiet in here as opposed to that Tundra, even with the wind blowing. Even though I can hear the wind, I don't feel like it's coming in. I feel like the windows are literally reflecting it off, as they should be. So really impressed with that. So I'm pretty impressed with this 2022 Tacoma, like I am of the Tundra. And next I'm just going to give my final thoughts on it and tell you how much it costs. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to John Roberts Toyota here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Tacoma. They have a very small selection of new cars, but plenty of certified pre-owned cars that are the new body style and so on and so forth. But about this Tacoma, it's 22, it's got about 2,600 miles on, I believe. And for $42,500, especially if you're gonna keep it, not a bad price, specifically in this market, not a bad price at all. Definitely, I would take it over the Ranger. The new Frontier might give it a run for its money, but in terms of reliability and safety, you just can't go wrong with Tacoma. So I want to thank you all for watching this review. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment below and I'll try and get to it. I'll catch you on the next video.